back for more Legendary Edition. So if I remember right, last thing we did was we just got the ship. You know, we were told of all the stuff that we could go do. You know, as far as the first batch of story missions go. You know, between going to Pharos or Noveria or getting Liara. And I think we're gonna start by getting Liara. By getting the, you know, the rest of the posse together here. Which means we're going to the Gnosis system in the Artemis Tau cluster. Yeah. Yeah. Whee! Alright. Yeah, because she is on planet Therum. Now we get to drive the tank. And I will say, they've put in quite a few improvements to the tank. For Legendary Edition, you know, as opposed to what it was like in the last game. Let's, yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Nice little balanced little team here. Woohoo! The tank. Alright.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Off the damn charts, he says. Did this turn HDR back on? I feel like it turned HDR back on. Okay, no it didn't. It's just me. I've also been playing the second game, and so I think the colors are a little bit, like a little bit more saturated in that game versus this game, as a rule. So I think it was just throwing me off. But yeah, like it didn't used to have the booster rockets. It used to be like way lighter, so it would just bounce around all that much more. Like any little dip in the terrain would just have you bouncing around, kind of like that, you know. So it's a great time now. Hello, Mr. Dropship. I'll try not to suck at driving the tank. Yeah, but I haven't had my coffee yet today, so no real promises there. Alright. Yeah. Now I just need a photo mode and it'll be like Pokemon Snap. Except, you know, with robots who want to shoot me.
Only a fool punches a
We're
man.
gonna go around, I think.
You should sneak around and pull his tail.
Good idea, Rex. I don't know what a Nathak is, but sounds like a plan, my dude. Screw you. Ha 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 ha. I have a tank. Anybody else out here? Yep. Got him. Could go shoot that guy, but stuck on a box. But he's not mission critical, so instead, we're just gonna come in and shoot this guy. Oh man, I do so much less damage than I'm used to. After playing the second game a bit too now. Woohoo! Got some stuff. Killed a Geth. Open the gate. Get out of my way. Friends and enemies. We're on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Ah, more killer robots. Because it just wouldn't be a sci-fi adventure game without killer robots. Am I right, boys? Yeah. Whew. I feel like I have to give somewhat of a commendation to, you know, people who do this for like a living, you know, who can commentate on this kind of stuff and, you know, just like all the time, because it's kind of exhausting, to be honest with you, trying to come up with stuff to say, to fill in, you know, random gaps in time and stuff. Well, I guess that's what editing's for, isn't it? But yeah, man, like, ooh, I can bullshit with the best of them, but it's gotta kind of be an art form. Get out of here. Hey, look, more guys. And I missed. Ooh, a big one. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh no, it's a big one. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, except you can just go boop. And then they ragdoll. And then they stand up and you go boop. And then they ragdoll. Is this really on Insanity? I know I do this every time. Okay. I just expect it to be harder, I guess. I'm almost positive that they nerfed this game as a rule when they, you know, revamped it for Legendary Edition, because I remember it being not so much more difficult like tactically, but the enemies were so much more bullet spongy. You know, it just took so many more shots to kill anything. You know, like to the point where you could shoot a basic foot soldier like that with the tank cannon and you'd maybe take off half their health. I mean, they were just so incredibly durable. You know, it was often more, it was coupled with the fact that at the time you got way less experience for killing them with the Mako than you did on foot, you know? It ended up meaning that I basically just skipped every single encounter that I could. Because I just couldn't be bothered. It just took so long. But now, it's much more streamlined. Not that I'm complaining, but the game is less padded by, you know, by enemy HP, but it is worth noting. Alrighty. Gotta ditch the tank now. It used to be, like they added like this section of rock right here. The thing used to only be like this tall, and so if you did it right, you could get the Mako over this, which you're not supposed to do, and you could completely trivialize the next section of the game. Like enemies' AI doesn't load properly because they expect you to be on foot, and like it's a whole thing, but it's amazing. So, you know, but they got rid of that because they were like, hey, you stop that. You're supposed to not take the Mako for this. And I'm like, oh man, seriously? Thanks, BioWare. Ruining all my fun. Oof, my weapon damage is crap. But I guess I am playing the class that gets nothing in the way of actual weapons training. Like they straight up don't give me any. So I get no bonus damage with any weapons of any kind. Sad day. That'll really bite me in the ass later.
We got them all, Shepard.
My whole thing is just debuffing everybody, basically. Like I can still do damage, I just don't get any bonus damage or accuracy or anything. Which sometimes really bites. Whew. He's kind of a stubborn one, huh? Oh, it took 3. There's another one right there, isn't there? Yep. My shields. Barrier. It's fine. I'm not so fragile. You know. Woohoo! Was there another guy? Eh. Alright. Alright. And this is where we drop down a save. Because there is a mildly ooh. Sorry, audio hiccuped, I think. Anyway, this is the part where we get into a bit of a scuffle. And I save right there because at least on the the first iteration of this game, it usually ended up with me getting killed at least once. He's a lively one, isn't he? Why was my gut reaction to that to be like, Frogger, no! They've turned you against me. Ah, yeah. Thankfully it's not a Colossus, it's just an armature. Okay, you two. Actually, Rex, you go over there. I'm gonna sprint up here. Try to get the high ground. Garrus, you were supposed to stay back there. Now you're gonna die. Or I wish he was, one or the other. Sucky thing about these stalkers is they're just so hard to hit. Typically, I should say. They just jump all over the damn place. Rex, why are you out of cover? My dude. You're gonna die. I promise. Oh, Garrus is down. It's like, you kind of have to choose. They're both down. I have Metagel, it's fine. You kind of have to choose at this point because the AI is really, really stupid. I'm bleeding out. Oh, Shepard, you're so dramatic. You sort of have to choose between letting them wander around and do whatever they want, in which case they will be shot, or putting them in cover and just hoping they don't get shot. The AI is not exactly known for it. No, target that. It's not gonna. Yeah, it is. Okay. Medic! Okay. Yeah. I guess he's probably gonna have to try this again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die. In fact. Let's see. Yeah. The autosave is right here. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna reload the game. Because I'm so certain that I'm gonna die. Let's see. Garrus, get over there. Rex, you fucking stay right here. I still feel like that's probably the best option. I've succeeded by doing it this way several times in the past. So, I just gotta not be, like, stupid. What? Okay, it just didn't go off. That's fine. I'm sure that won't bite me in the ass later. Alright, one stalker down. Let's throw that little bastard. There, I think we got him. You know, it might help now that I think about it, to put some kind of a combat sensor on this pistol. Except I still can't see what I'm doing. So never mind. Oh, well, Garrus is dead. That's a real shame. motherfucker. I'm a little surprised I missed, to be honest with you. Alright, who's next? That's right, sit down, you slippery bastard. So there's one behind, oh there's, yeah, that guy over there. I think there's one behind that crate, and there's one guy over here. Oops, missed. And then the armature. Garrus. It looks like he died trying to squeeze out a poo. Don't mind me, buddy. Well, this also looks really bad. Just ignore that. I need this piece of cover. What a way to go, my guy. Oh my goodness. Just when I think I've seen it all, you know? Alright, alright. I need to move up a little, clearly. Let's have you move over there. And I'll shoot it with the sniper rifle. A little. Actually, I'm gonna get a little closer. So I can properly target it. Hit it with all kinds of goodies that do at least a little bit of damage. Does that get it? No. I thought maybe that would give headshot damage. It does not. I don't mind if I do. Oh, yeah. My damage output is so low. But we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Lord, finally. And then there's just this one guy behind that little truck thing right there.
On me.
Come on, Rex. Can I? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Get some points in Unity so I can get the Unity skill to get my squad back up. Sit down. Okay. Alright, Garrus. You can stop taking a poop now. Thanks, buddy.
Catching you up.
Come on.
Cover me.
Oh, Garrus. What a guy. What is the auto? I think he should have. Yeah, okay. I'm fine with that. Can't really disagree. Pretty sure I said it before, but you can pretty much wing it as far as skills go in this game, and you'll probably be fine. I wonder if I can throw him off the thing. No, throw's not that strong just yet. But I can still knock him over, which is always good. Hit you with that sabotage, make your weapons overheat so you can't actually shoot me. I'll just pop you a couple. Alright.
Never visited a prison ruin before. Aside from the Citadel, I mean.
Pretty subpar as far as elevator chats go, Garrus. I gotta say. Although this is probably like one of the longest elevator rides in the game now, since they, vastly improved loading times. We're gonna take cover right here, because there's like drones and shit. Let's overload that ass. I think I might also throw up the barrier too. Did they both? I mean, in my defense, where was I gonna tell them to go? You know, the only cover is right here. Good God. Oh, nice. Didn't target the way I wanted it to. I think I might have still hit him though. Pew pew! Now get up, you lazy cunts. Come on. Come on now. Stop making me waste Metagel on you. At least, oh. Well, at least there was 1 in there. It said 0, but I'm back up to 5 now, so I guess it's not too bad. Yeah, worthless. I wonder. Typically, I reserve the best weapons that I can find for me. Because, you know, I do the most damage out of everybody. But maybe it might be worth it to throw around a couple more. Let's see. We're gonna put points there because electronics also buffs your shields, and that's important. Why did I do me and not you? Nice work, Garrus. Your fat ass broke the elevator. Ah, well. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Hello?
Aha!
Somebody help me. Please?
I mean, maybe.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
In a bit of a pickle, huh?
Liara Tassoni, I presume.
Thank the goddess. I did not think anyone would come looking for me. Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil! I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
Just calm
We'll
down.
find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Krogan, huh? That could present a problem. Because in this game, as a Sentinel, I'm about as ineffective in combat as I'm gonna be. Even an engineer playthrough, which is widely regarded to be the worst class to play on Insanity, I feel is a little better. At least at shooting things. Although, maybe I should just stick to the sniper rifle. Kapew! Missed. What? How was that one a miss? Oof! Yeah, boy, got sniped. Apparently I didn't notice the targeting laser. If anybody else noticed the targeting laser, well, at least I don't have to go very far. If anybody else noticed the targeting laser and was like, hey, Isaac, you're about to get got. You're about to get got. And I just didn't know. You were like yelling at your screen. You know, yeah, that's on me. I did that. Waha! I'm gonna stay up here this time. Plus, I think I shot the sniper dude first. pretty sure I did. Pretty sure that was the first guy I popped off on. Ooh, no. Not the cover. Not the cover. Go down. There you go. There you go. Alright. Where you at? Stupid barrier thingies. Pow! Right in the kisser. Stupid barrier thingies. Any goodies? Pretty much always gotta look for goodies. And we spam up on the thingy and it solves it immediately. Spam up, solves it immediately. Gosh, I love this game. They actually made the decryption easier than it was in like the console version of this game before. Although it wasn't particularly difficult then either. Okay, random code, go! So it looks like it's A, X, B, Y, X. Yeah! Explosions! More explosions. Alright. Garrus, you need more health, my dude. Because shit's gonna go down here in a minute, I bet. Which will probably end with ya boy being killed again. But, you know. Live and learn.
How did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
We blasted through with the mining laser.
We got it.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense.
It's not like you just watched me do
Please,
all that from that
get me
vantage
out
or
of here
anything.
Before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
Woohoo! Easy enough, right?
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on! I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. Obviously, he wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event.
Oh, good.
We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Yeah, we should probably leave.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
You and me both, pal. Because there's like 2 more games to play. If I get killed now, I'm going to be missing out on all kinds of stuff. Plus, everybody will die, and nobody wants that. Yeah, this is going to get ugly, I think.
Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
Ugly for me, I mean.
In case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Exhilarating, isn't it? Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill him. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
Alrighty. I need you guys to shoot her! Whoa. Because I... Where'd he go? No, really, where'd he go? Did we... Oh, no, we didn't get him. He's just hiding. Did the old pew pew. Pretty much just hope I don't get shot by the laser again. Where are you, Mr. Barrier?
Target not acquired.
Form up.
I'm gonna deal with that guy. I don't know what the Krogan guy is doing back there, but because he's not dead, he's just hanging out. Right, I'm gonna need all of y'all. Great. My throw isn't strong enough to actually hurt that guy. Which is kind of what I expected, to be honest, but... Please kill him, thank you! Thank you, Neural Shock. Incapacitating an organic target regardless of their constitution. Comes in so handy. Really, it's just made for Krogan, but still, like, it's so good. Does a little bit of toxic damage too, just a little, but enough to prevent like automatic regeneration. Oh snap! Rocks and shit! This Jenga tower's coming down. Whew. Race to the finish. We did it.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
How old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn! I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
Did your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
I got this, though.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you're right.
Getting a
I'm
little
sorry,
defensive
my
there,
scientific
Ashley.
curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Sure, why not?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now.
I
Commander.
often choose not to, but sometimes they have
Received your report,
amusing things to
I
say.
understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
I know what I'm doing.
Don't tell me how to do your job.
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer guidance and advice.
It's up to you if you're smart enough to listen.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember,
I
we are
get
all
the
counting
sense
on you.
that Counselor Sparatus, the Turian guy, doesn't really like me very much. I don't know where I'm picking that up from, but I suspect it might be the truth. Alrighty. Well, since this is an RPG, and the only way that you can learn more about your traveling companions is to ruthlessly interrogate them between missions, I think it's time we go did the rounds. Even Caden, the squad mate nobody likes.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Speak your mind, Caden.
When it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
I don't plan to go through every last conversation option,
Biggest and farthest facility we
but
have in decades.
some of them are interesting, I think.
The outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
It's a big galaxy, Lieutenant. Who knows what will come in handy?
If you say so, sir. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Good to know. So the other question. So I fully intend to make Tali my romance thing. But that doesn't happen until the second game. Like, that's where you get your first opportunity. So if I really wanted to, I could romance Ashley or Liara in this game. You know, if I so chose. I'll think about that. You know, because it's one of those, it'd be one of those like destined to fail kind of things, but still, you never know. It could be fun.
Commander, are you coming to check
I
on
was
me?
worried.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
She's the
You're in
best.
good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
You're welcome.
I'm just glad we got there in time.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Let's talk about you.
Yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
You must get lonely.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
You don't like other people?
I mean,
I
other
suppose
people
it
do
comes
kind
from
of
being the
suck.
matriarch's daughter.
Just gonna put that out there.
People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Chill out, girl.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool.
A little.
Now you know why I prefer
Not
to
too
spend
much,
my
though.
time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
I should go.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Bye-bye. I'll talk to you some other time, Dr. Chocolates. Because there's more people in the elevator bay. Woohoo! Elevator bay. In the cargo hold. You take the elevator bay. It's not like everybody's just standing here in the elevator. Gosh. Gosh. Garst.
Commander, nice work out there.
Thanks.
I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Bet.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Yeah.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Depends.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Good. Ashley.
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
Sure.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
Lay him on my giant fucking chin.
I know things are different aboard
There's
Normandy,
enough
but,
space for sure.
I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and
Ooh.
Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
What are you trying to say, Chief?
Don't mince words, Chief. What's your concern?
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
I'm not gonna lock them in the sleeper pods for the whole trip, Williams.
I'd be more comfortable if they didn't have access to engineering and the CIC. We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
How do you get from relying on ourselves to mistreating our allies?
I don't mean we should mistreat them, Commander. I just think we should be prepared to go it without them. As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
You sound like one of those Terra Firma party pamphlets, Chief.
Terra Firma is a pack of jackals. The founders had ideals. These days they just play off xenophobia and bigotry. I hope my reasons are more rational. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
I never knew my family. Grew up an orphan on Earth. Anybody in your family I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. So why are you out here? Just trying to get away from Earth?
No. The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold breaking.
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one I know who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh Lord, you went to the Makapog boot camp too? Yeah, Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there. Kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
I mean, I do appreciate a good
It doesn't sound
vocabulary,
like you've
but
worked with aliens before.
No, sir. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation at a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
what about me? I have to ask.
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization. That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command. Sir.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, sir.
Who wouldn't?
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story?
Since you're just standing here.
There's no story.
Oh, come on.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Sounds
I heard
unfortunate.
about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it's not all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
One more stop. Gotta go poke Tally. If there's anybody I should be making conversation with, you'd think it would be Tally.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard.
Thank you.
I've never seen a drive core like this before.
It's new.
I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Your mom! No, I'm just kidding.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
Interesting,
The
oh.
Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
I don't want to say I don't get it because I do get it. So I'm just anyway.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated. more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves.
That is bad.
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I mean, it kind of sounds like you dug your own grave with this one, Tali. I'm just gonna,
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Fair
Tell
enough.
me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy.
She sure does have a lot to say compared to the others. I'll give her that.
Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed.
Charge complete.
In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Alright, I should go.
See you later.
'Cause Lordy, she has a lot to say. She's a talky one, that Tali. But I guess when people can't see your facial expression, I would also probably go out of my way, you know, to make it clear what I think or what I'm feeling about any given topic. Alright. Well, as far as where to go next, I think it's time to... I think it's time to go to Noveria. And I'm picking Noveria for a very specific reason. Yeah, oh wait, no, it's this one, yeah. As for what that reason is, it'll probably have to wait until the next episode. I imagine.
Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you.
Ooh, a job.
I can't say any more in an unsecured communication.
A secret job.
If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Sounds good. Alrighty.
Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy, requesting a vector and a berth.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
I know, right? But yeah, this one's running a little long. I got kind of ahead of myself. So I think I'm going to call this one here. And when I come back next time, we'll explore Noveria and, you know, get frostbitten and other stuff. So until then, yeah, everybody stay safe. Be kind to people, you know, unless they're being dicks, I guess. You know, cause this is all we got.